Now I'll go ahead with the next step, installing the 4 servos for the legs in the 4 corners of the chassis. For this, as described here, I will need 8 M2 by 14 bolts and corresponding M2 nuts for them. They are conveniently labeled M2 by 14 and M2 nuts. So go ahead, take 8 of each. Hope I can count to that much. Put the rest of the bolts aside. Take 8 corresponding nuts for them. Three more. And put the rest of the nuts aside for later. Now I'll go ahead and take out one of the servos. As I already mentioned, these are really nice Metal Gear high quality servos. I like them. This particular one, oh yeah, they're by Acebott themselves. Well, I'm not sure if they manufactured them or they just rebranded them, but in any case, the brand is Acebott. So now the pictures are not super clear, but if you pay attention, the axle is supposed to go toward the outside of the robot. So the servo will have to be installed from the top this way with this axle on this side. It will be this way, not this way. So this is the correct installation. The servo is installed from the top and the chassis will go between these two mounting plates here and the cable of the servo. Then we take one of the bolts, we protrude it according to the documentation from the top and we place the nut on the other side. It's a bit tight here, but I was able to do it. And then with the screwdriver, for now, loosely tighten. I leave it loose so I can adjust the second one. Again, bolt and nut. Hold the nut in place. This time I can go ahead and tighten it a bit better. Now I'll repeat the same procedure with the next servo. Take out the servo from the back. Leave the horns inside. The horns or arms, as we call them. And leave them aside for later. This time I will place this servo here, again orienting it with the axle to the outside as shown on the picture. Hopefully you can see it, although the picture is not super clear. place one of the bolts, place nut for it on the bottom, and loosely tighten. Insert another bolt as shown here. Place a nut on the other side. Again, the space is a bit tight, but not that bad. And now I can go ahead and tighten completely. Honestly, on first glance, this robot is shaping quite nicely and appears to be of decent quality. Much better than what I expected, to be honest. With robot kits that I buy from AliExpress, I never know if I'm going to get something really good in terms of quality or something of much lesser quality. I'm taking the next servo from its back, leaving the horns aside. Again, the same thing, according to the picture, mounting the servo exactly the same way with the axle toward the opposite side, outside of the robot, not toward the inside, but toward the outside. The cable also should be pointing outwards. Insert bolt, place nut on this side, tighten loosely. Repeat the same with the next bolt. Yes, placing these nuts on the bolts is a bit fiddly, but not that bad, even for somebody clumsy like me. Now I can go ahead and tighten the bolts. And go ahead and start installing the final servo. Take it out of the back. Leave the horns and the little screws in the back for later. Place the servo exactly the same way with the axle toward the outside of the robot, like this. Cable also pointing outwards. Insert a bolt. Place a nut on the bolt. And loosely tighten. Go ahead and do the same with the last bolt. Insert from the top. Place a nut on the bottom. And now go ahead and tighten completely. Now this step here is completed, and we have all 4 servos mounted in the 4 corners of the chassis, as shown to be done in this picture.